Hello and welcome to the 6th video in the free Serve and Grow Rich program that teaches you how to make more money in your current restaurant job. My name is Frank and I really am having a great time making these videos for you. And I encourage you to come up with some sort of introduction that includes your name when you approach your tables or your customers. It's just a very pleasant and civil thing to do and serves a couple purposes. First of all, when you first approach a table, as you well know, sometimes people are very excited to be there. They're catching up with friends and they're certainly not paying attention to you. So you can use it as a device to calm the energy down at the table so that they understand that eventually they should look at the menus and order. You can walk up and say, "Good evening, my name is Sally. I'll be taking care of you folks this evening. I see you all have menus." This is effective if they're chatting away and have ignored the menus so far. And there are different ways to phrase it. If you didn't get a chance to greet your customers initially at the door, enthusiastically do so at the table. "Hello, my name is Frank. I'm glad you're here." And so on. The phrase that absolutely sends shudders down my spine is, "I'll be your server this evening." Wrong. Don't use it, ever. Don't use it in your own brain and don't say it out loud. Don't let it get out your lips. You really don't want to tell people you are there to be a servant or servile or anything of that nature. It sends the wrong message. However, you can say something to the effect that you are there to take care of their needs, which is a much more elevated position. It's a small distinction, but trust me, or just, think about it if you don't agree with me at first. But you do want to greet them with your name so that they know you're a human being. The next thing I would like to address in this message is your appearance. And I'm smiling a little bit because before I made this video, I did several rehearsals. I hadn't showered or shaved, brushed my hair, and I was wearing a nasty sweatshirt. My girlfriend was kind enough to look over the rehearsals and said, "Well, the material's good, you sound great, but you're not going to put those on the internet, are you?" And no, I'm not. So I, got cleaned up, as they say. In Texas they say, "You sure clean up nice." And you should make an effort. There is, of course, a minimum level of hygiene for everybody in life, and you should try and at least meet that when you go to your restaurant job. And I would also say, try and do a little bit more. You are on stage. You are the center of people's attention, if only for 6 or 7 or 9 interactions at the table. Plus, you're actually visible as you walk through the restaurant. Front, back, side, etc. Think about how you present yourself to your customers, your coworkers, etc. Women, of course, have greater latitude in modifying their appearance. Makeup is very standard in our society, so I would prefer not to get flamed for saying that women should wear makeup. And I would also say that think about your makeup style and application. And the only reason I have any experience with this is I worked with a woman who was a makeup expert and also worked part-time as a waitress. And one time, she gave her fellow female servers lessons on some pretty sly and intriguing looking makeup. It was subtle stuff, but she improved people's appearance with her knowledge and her skill. And it was interesting to see because the women then carried themselves slightly differently. Women can also do more things with their hair in terms of big braids, little braids, beads, etc. Men, in terms of your hair, whatever it is, make sure it is clean. There's a lot of ponytail waiters in the world. That's fine. But make sure that your sides are trimmed and if you are wearing facial hair, that it's crisp. Like the guys on those Just for Men boxes in CVS and the hair color boxes with the perfect facial hair. Strive for that instead of the wild man of Borneo look, because you're touching people's food, and some people might think it's disgusting. Men also, nose and ear hair. Unpleasant, but this is a training video. In terms of your uniform, try and have it tailored to you. If you are straining the sides of your uniform, as I had done in the past, get a double XL. All right, get something big that minimizes the excess weight you're carrying around. If you have a very athletic or trim body, I would tailor the uniform to accentuate that accomplishment on your part. Men, when it comes to pants, it's very common in restaurants to see the cuff or hem of pants dragging at the back of the shoe. You can fix this yourself with a pair of scissors and a cheap $3 set of adhesive hem that you can purchase at a Target or Walmart or what have you. It cleans up the look, and which really is kind of sloppy. As far as shoes are concerned, everybody, first of all, for your own safety, health, and comfort, should be wearing more expensive shoes. Except those of you who've already spent $100 on a pair of shoes, everybody should be going north in terms of how much they spend. Payless shoes, I understand the need occasionally to get something cheap and fast, but they only last 2 or 3 weeks at work, and if you've bought them, you know what I'm talking about. But when you do buy the shoes, the better shoes, for the first time, get the protective spray. It will really extend the life and the sturdiness of the shoe, which, as we all know, restaurant shoes are essentially toxic waste. I've known plenty of people who bring large bags with them to carry their shoes to and from work because of the sight and the smell. Men especially, I would also get yourself a small bottle of baby powder, or there's different kinds of foot powders out there, but it really does affect your comfort, and your feet affect your attitude. So that's what I have to say in terms of introducing yourself and your general appearance. Oh, I did want to add, in terms of modifying your uniform, of course, Fridays introduced the concept of flair to the world, and you can decide for yourself whether that's for good or ill. But within the parameters of where you work, do something special. For men wearing vests in certain kinds of restaurants, an American flag lapel pin is actually the perfect accessory. Considering the time we live in, it's appropriate, and in some areas, expected. You may want to put on a happy face and get a smiley face if that is appropriate for the kind of establishment you're working in. That would be fine. I would caution against issue-based or charity-based insignia. I am thinking in my mind about ribbons that have been big for several years. I've got nothing against them. I support one of those ribbon-type campaigns personally, but I'm not bringing it into this business relationship I have with you. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't like it as a customer. That is my personal preference. Even if people say they sympathize, should you really be bringing it up when they're spending money to eat, drink, and be entertained? It also would probably violate your establishment's rules unless it's sponsored by the restaurant itself. So I really would think twice before you get too political or charitable in the way you present yourself at work. But you can do fun things. Women can wear flowers in their hair. As far as piercings are concerned, I am 49 years of age. and would probably never go into a place where people are visibly pierced and they're serving me food. But that is generational, and it is dependent on different kinds of establishments. Your boss will have his or her own opinions, so I would follow them as well. Thank you so much for sticking with this program through 6 videos. There are actually 9 left, and I believe each of them can help you earn at least 10% more at your current restaurant job starting this week. So thank you again, and join me over at video number 7.